Hey, I'm here today with Kathleen. Tell me a little bit about your business and what do you do?
Awesome. So I'm, I actually manage two businesses. I have a consulting business that specializes in risk management, compliance, and regulatory affairs support. And then what my focus is this year is my offshore business, which is Norsou360. It is a business-to-business support center. So we work with different businesses to support them in data entry, customer service support, back end office support. So yeah, that's those are my two businesses.
Awesome. And how long have you been involved with each?
So about a year, I'm about a year and a half for Evergreen, and then we're coming up to our year for Norsou.
Awesome. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about where you want to take each of those companies long term.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Evergreen right now we're not taking on any additional clients. We've really decided to hone in on what we do best and support the clients that we currently have with their whether it be compliance or consumer affairs or um, risk management support that they require. However, for Norsou, that's where we are totally focused this year and expanding. We started off with 3 employees and we're now at about 15. By March, we're slated to be at 40 employees offshore, and our stretch goal for the end of the year is 200 employees offshore.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the target market for each business. Who are you trying to help?
Yeah, so for Norsou, we really have medium to small to medium to mid-sized businesses that don't necessarily need the full-on teleperformances of the world, the Aloricas, the large offshore customer service or yeah, offshore support companies where you might need to purchase larger seat amounts. We are really working with those mid-sized businesses, right? You need 3 or 4 seats or 5 seats. We are invested in growing that market and those individuals and helping them grow their business. So really we come in, we understand your brand, and we white label the work for you. You know, if you need customer service, if you need back office support. Most recently, we partnered with a software company to do all of their technical support, their tier 1 and tier 2 support, as well as their training. So we have individuals on our team that have been with blue chip clients for a number of years that now have left those clients and that were originally consulting on their own. They have joined our organization to really provide that level of service to mid-sized clients.
Awesome. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your journey here. What is a mistake that you've made, or maybe one lesson that you've learned that any business owner, no matter what their industry, could learn from?
Yeah, I mean, we would be sitting here all day if we're talking about mistakes, but I will say one thing that I learned through this journey was never underestimate your network. Many people say, you know, don't go into business with your friends or your family. And I don't believe in that. I think that the people that give you that advice more than likely don't want to change their style of communication. And so I think it challenges you as an individual if you can work with your family and your friends because there's that familiar relationship that's there. But there are people in your network that large companies right now are hiring. Right. I had people in my network that were directors and managers for other organizations. And when I said, you know, this is the step that I'm taking, they literally left that to believe in Norsou. So I think if I can give anybody advice is don't underestimate the relationship that you have with your cousin or your friend or your family just because you know them in that space. They're probably professionals that other organizations believe in and would pay to run it for them. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So has there been a great coach or mentor you've had along the journey? And if so, why would you say them?
I think I've had multiple coaches and mentors. I can't spotlight just one individual person. I think that for me, my belief is really important to me, my faith. And so if I could say a constant mentor is my faith, right? The values that I uphold are always to make sure that I'm in line with my faith and my belief system. And that's more important than any advice anybody could have given me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Yeah.
what does the future look like for you guys? And what are some challenges you see as you move forward?
That's a great question. So I think the future looks bright and beautiful, of course. Some challenges that we're currently navigating is, when you're offshore and you are, we are a US based company, but we have branches offshore. So our first branch was in South America, Suriname. It is a developing country. And so one of the things that you challenge is always the language barrier, the rules and regulations that apply in that country, and how do you adjust that with the needs and expectations from your current stateside country. So we're balancing through that. We do have legal support offshore, tax support offshore that allows us to navigate those waters. But yeah, I think those are the issues that we have, and I think where we would like to end up being is having a second site in a Latin American country. So
Okay.
it's going to be our next step.
Great. So tell me a little bit about if you were talking to a young person today that's starting their first business, what would your number one recommendation to them be?
I think the first thing I'll ask, there will be a couple of questions, but my recommendation to them would be, are you developing a product or are you developing an experience? Because the way you approach those two things would be different. If you're developing a product, more than likely your mentality is just to sell and get it out of the door quickly. If you're developing an experience and a brand, for lack of better terms, it really matters if you know what your values are, right? So I can slap a label on something and have 1,000 people sell it, but that doesn't mean as much as when I'm saying I created Norsou and the vision and the understanding of brand understanding and linking in with businesses to help them on their growth path. That's a different feel than if you're just trying to slap a label and sell something. And none of those processes are wrong, but I think that's the first thing to identify.
Yeah, have a clear direction one way or the other so you can move forward on that path. Absolutely. So what's the best way people can learn more about you or North South? What's the best way to find you?
So we do have our website, www.norsou360.com. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. I'm always open to connect and learn from one another. So yeah, that's the best way to connect with us.
Perfect. And my last question for you is, what most inspires you as you continue to move forward with the business today?
I think it's our ability to create opportunities in an area where there might not have been those opportunities before. So that really inspires me. And one of our personal goals for Norsou is not only to provide work opportunities, but also have an impact in the community that our workers come from or our employees come from. So we commit to 2 social projects in every area that we start our businesses in. And that we started that off when we had 3 employees, and we still do it now. So last year we were able to do a social project with an orphanage as well as the children's unit for the local hospital. And I'm excited to see what else we can do. So as we work, we give.
I love that, finding a way to give back in the community and also bringing, all types of resources as you put your headquarters down that way. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely. So Kathleen, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining me today and sharing a little bit about your journey and sharing it with us.
Thank you.